Forsyth Central High School versus Lambert High School are our Georgia finalists, which means Georgia is up next. Brody, you guys know the deal. Before we get into game one real quick, as my brain's going to explode once again, talk to me a little bit about, in general, Forsyth Central High, but more importantly, your prediction, because we've had game 7 already, a lot like what's mirrored yesterday's matches, and I'm scrolling back in my notes, when Kentucky took it to 7, and we had back-to-back game 7s. Do you think we're going to have another long one here today?
Potentially, of course. I'm kind of hoping for a mixed bag here. You know, I don't want to see Game 7s all the way through. That would be quite something, but my voice needs to survive today. All right. No, I absolutely wouldn't complain if we saw Game 7s all the way through. You know, it kind of does. It would feel right. You know, maybe this is the sort of the sequencing that we were going for, with day 1 all being 4-0s, day 2 being a mixed bag, and then day 3 is all game 7s. It could well be what we have on the cards here for day number 3. That being said, I do want a close series, regardless or not whether it ends in 4 or whether it ends in 7. I want a close series between these two teams.
Me too. Let's get into game 1. Enough of us talking. I'm ready to see some Rocket League action. Let's get into it. Georgia, you're on the clock. The Longhorns are in orange, Dog Dynasty in blue. Everybody knows the deal. Forsyth in blue. And for the Lambert High School, they, of course, will be in the orange. The Longhorns, let's get into it.
Yep, let's get into it, as Longhorns already going to start this one relatively strongly. They make their way over towards the blue half on the defense. Good. Is that Ariana's meow? Why does that sound like a wonder weapon?
What are you talking about?
There's a player called Ariana's meow. Sounds like a wonder weapon.
Sorry. Oh, okay. I was like, okay, I don't think it's a wonder weapon.
So we have on our sheet, obviously, we have Wolfo, Buddy, and TJ. And
isn't that specific one? Isn't it like Wolf's Howl or something?
So there is like a Winter's Howl.
That's it's Black Ops 2. That's when you I think that's the shotgun you get on Mob of the Dead. Pretty sure.
It's not, but you know what? I'll let you have it. Yeah, I'll let you have it. We won't talk about that. This is a high school.
Whatever, dude.
Anyway, back to the game. There is somebody called Ariana's. I don't know what the surname is now, but regardless, Dog Dynasty, which is a cool name. That's a cool name, by the way. My favorite so far. 99 Rubbers was my favorite. Now it's the Dog Dynasty, which is super cool. No goals so far though. 1 minute and 20 into this.
We'll keep going. No one to score yet. Looks like a couple of the chances though is Mandu. Now I'm thinking of Mando. All the references here early in this game. They did this on purpose. They're going to circle around to the corner. Numbers starting to stack up. That's a very good pinch as well to clear some space for the defense. Slowed down. Not the greatest of touches, but don't worry. Foul is there. We'll put one towards the net, maybe. Nope, going to stall out to the corner. And again, this ball kind of hangs around for a bit. No one really wanted to push up yet.
Indeed, hit Longhorns. They have some attempts, but nobody going for, I think, the final hit. I think that's the big thing right now for me is Longhorns. They actually got some progress up the field, but none of the players really want to make that final move. And now maybe it's potentially it. Foul puts the shot through. There's potential there for, I believe it's Benson to follow up. It's not to be. Buddy going to get it past the last defender of Mandu, and it is going to be a goal here for Dog Dynasty.
That's the first one that they were looking for. Dog Dynasty striking first here in game 1. And we haven't seen a lot of high-powered offense yet here today, at least. So I'm certainly looking forward to hopefully getting some multiple goals, looking at least more 3, 4, 5, 6. In the last series, it was basically 1-1 all throughout.
Yeah, absolutely. We had some really low-scoring games in that very last series. So maybe this is going to be the game where these guys just go absolutely off and just give each other so much space to score a ton of goals. Although with 2 minutes 20 left on the clock, we've already only had one. So probably not the case so far in this one. There is a goal, though. Longhorns able to reply. We've got a game on our hands.
All it took was about 30 seconds to tie this one up. This foul goes up right with it. Bar down. Love seeing that. Tie game now. And still can't get a read really on either team, but what I do know is that they're much quicker to finding the ball in the air and getting a shot towards the net. And we saw last series, the winner of this again is the finalist champion in their region. So for Georgia, certainly off to a hotter start than what we saw with Arkansas.
Longhorns here. Looking for a ball through. TJ able to deny in the midfield. Potentially setting this one up for Buddy. Buddy actually going to win that 50. So potential hit for the Dog Dynasty. Unfortunately, it doesn't amount to much. And that's a lovely pass through. Foul. Brings it across ever so slightly to mid. Mandu there to receive. And you can actually see this here from Foul. You can see it happening. And poor TJ didn't know where he was coming or going. And he's gone.
2-1 lead, minute 44, and again, Rocket League can go by so quickly. This game one slowly ticking down. Ariana's Meow, still an interesting name. And clear the way of the field. Long clear out to the corner. And a couple of challenges don't go their way. Dog Dynasty now can circle in. Centered out. Here's the cross. There it is, and it's 2-2.
And Ariana's Meow, that has to be a reference to something. Gonna score.
It has to be.
It has to be. I hope I'm not referencing anything bad by saying it, but Ariana's Morale gets it right into the bottom right. Pass the defender. There is one there. Bottom left post, but unfortunately not going to get the ball in time. So 2 for 2 here. These guys trading blows. 1 minute 20 on the clock.
We see an OT, which I always want that because I like chaos, but in general, surely these teams either side definitely looking to close this one out. There's a decent shot, but sitting 2 at a hand, holding in front of the net. We continue forward with about a minute left here in game number 1 of our second series of the day. This is day number 3 with the play versus Fall 2020 High School Championship. That one's skying towards the box. Intercepted. Mandu going to try to bring it back down. Clears the way, but no one else is there. And late to the rotation, Longhorns had a goal. They just weren't able to capitalize.
Longhorns now looking for another opportunity like that because they're Dog Dynasty, the enemy for them here in this matchup. It's knocking at the door, looking for a goal. TJ, the shot coming through. Great save there by Benson. It's ready for it. It's going to be a like-for-like demo. They open up an opportunity here for the Dog Dynasty as they now look for this one. Ball goes towards the Dog Dynasty net though. Longhorns looking for that. Unfortunately, it's going to be batted away, and I think we're going to be seeing overtime here short of something special. 3 seconds left on the regular time clock, and that's it. It hits the ground. We're seeing OT.
Who will strike first in this series? That is the question. Kickoff won by the Longhorns. Following in, they can really start spreading the field now, like they're doing. Circling up with it. Standing over 1. No boost, though. And the Longhorns now have to fall back in transition, start playing some defense, but they win a couple of these 50s to get the ball to midfield. There's the cross, and that's the goal. It's Buddy RV who's able to find the angle in OT, coming out from his own half. And just a great redirect to win that 50. Put it right on net.
Very nice redirect from Buddy to close out game number 1. And it was a really intense game, actually. I feel like the pace of the game was relatively slow, but I think in terms of how the game actually went as a team, both of these rosters, they played each other extremely closely. They were trading blows in terms of the goals. And it is going to be the Dog Dynasty that ended in OT. So interesting to see these two teams facing off against one another. It's a close one thus far. And just from game number 1, Sean, it looks like we might have another 7-game series on our hands.
I mean, if it's tied like this all throughout, I think you'd be absolutely right in assuming that we might go to 7. But let's go into game number 2. Do the Dog Dynasty, do they have enough to continue to have that extra little kick at the end? Or will we be seeing back-to-back-to-back OTs? I think that, again, this is going to be the theme today. We're going to see a lot of OTs in a lot of these games, and I'm here for it. But I also do wonder, does that mean it's just that the offenses aren't clicking today, or is it just the defenses are easy to read for both sides, but you can't find an angle to work through? Let's get into game number 2, Brody. I'm excited to see what we're predicting. Well, I think we're all predicting more OTs and possibly 7 games, but in general, I just would like to see some good quality Rocket League.
Yep, same. If whoever wins, I really don't care as long as it's good Rocket League, and that's good Rocket League from Mandu to kick things off. From the air, Foul is the one to pass it through. It's actually Buddy who gets an unfortunate touch there. Lands right on the front bumper of Mandu, able to bring it down for a goal. That's a very quick one from the Longhorns.
Off just with a 1-0 lead. I mean, again, talk about bouncing back from an OT loss the way you did. That's the best way you could possibly bounce back in this game, too. There's the cross. Doesn't work out, though. We'll keep going. A couple of chances. This Dog Dynasty are going to try to circle this one around, but it hangs, and again, they give up on the play a little bit too quickly for my liking. We go to the corner. And we'll try to keep this up. A couple of empty calorie hits. It's just one after another. Just one attempt, but not a lot of passing just yet.
Not a lot of passing just yet. Absolutely. Mandu now going to send this forward towards the midfield. Ariana's How? I'm saying it like it's the Wonder Weapon. I apologize. Meow. Which is even weird enough to say, to be honest with you. Ariana's Meow.
It's certainly level Wonder Weapon in this matchup. You kidding me, man?
Yeah, it would certainly help the Dog Dynasty. Which in itself, it sounds like a Wonder Weapon, doesn't it? It just shoots dogs. Oh man, that would be amazing. Someone do that. Oh, there's, speaking about amazing, foul. Brings it through the midfield. You can see that here. It's a rough touch from TJ. Isn't quite able to recover. It gives an opportunity for Mandu to bring that ball all the way through. Foul, closes it up. Buddy, potential there to stop that. Unfortunately, he's not in the right position.
Well, at this pace, he certainly could lock up game 2 and again send us to a tie series. Buddy, however, has different plans. No boost. So much, though, of an opportunity. This one crosses to the blue half. We'll go up to the ceiling to meet it. Fall going to let it come back down. No one's there for the challenge, so don't know if it was just a boost problem with Dog Dynasty, but very hesitant to go for a lot of these sky hits and meet the ball in the air. We get it back to midfield, cut off immediately. DJ to the other side. That one's off target, but saved away. Ariana's Meow with the save. Cross won't connect. And sometimes Rocket League can just be slowed down like this, where it's just back and forth, long hit after long hit after long hit. No one able to get a firm grasp or reel in the ball, essentially, to orchestrate an offensive push. It's just one hit after another.
Absolutely. Longhorns having a better shot at this game, though, thus far. 2-0 up with 2 minutes 38 left on the clock. Buddy looking for it, and again, just a little bit off target for Buddy at the moment. TJ's there to maybe make something of it. Unfortunately, the only thing they make of it is a mess. There's Buddy now looking to bring this one in. It's potential. Benson reaches the ball, though, before Ariana's Meow. The Longhorns, they stay safe for now, but potential for more shots still to come.
Certainly. 2 minutes, though, left here in this game. Have to get this ball out. 2-0. They hold on to the lead. But I feel like we might be seeing the tide shift slowly. I want to say that. Buddy will miss the hit at the ceiling. There's a demo. That might be 3-0. And these shots kill so much time. Meow is taken off the play. Fall. Got to bump out one. There comes a chance. No one on the cross, and a missed opportunity once again.
Opportunity indeed. Oh, it's a good attempt here from Dog Dynasty to try and save that. Longhorns, though, they make it work. Mandu come through. Carries the ball all the way. Foul able to get the final touch necessary for the Longhorns to put in what could well be the dagger here in game number 2. 3-0. That's one heck of a lead.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that this one might be done with the minute 34. It's just a lot of empty chances for Dog Dynasty. They've had opportunities, but everyone's circled back. You need to spread the field better. You need to connect some of these passes like you did in game 1. We take it out. Come up to meet the ball. We go to the side with it. The challenge really doesn't go anyone's way. Back to midfield. About a minute left. I'm trying to see how they're playing the field. I'm trying to see where these two rotators are at the moment. They're running into each other on the back wall, so it looks like communication might be an issue for the moment. Dog Dynasty down 3 goals. Anything is winnable, but you definitely need to start circulating through the midfield and finding some offense shortly.
Yeah, Dog Dynasty, they're having a bit of a rough go of it at the moment. This is maybe again, but I mean, Buddy's doing everything on their own there. There's no player ready for that next shot. Dog Dynasty really struggling here in this one as the Longhorns, well, they've got them trapped.
Yep.
30 seconds on the clock. Not really much time to do anything. Maybe Dog Dynasty can pick one up here. Consolation prize, at least to give them some momentum going into game number 3. But we can pretty much call this one. It's 1-1 in the series.
It certainly is. 15 seconds left now, and this will be done. So it is currently 1-1, all tied up for both teams. And a lot of chances, once again, a lot of chances for Dog Dynasty. But they just were not able to really circulate much. On the other side, though, Longhorns outscoring any mistake they might have made. And Brody, we get set for game number 3 of this series. Your thoughts so far?
So far, I think these have been really minute mistakes being made by either side. It's nothing crazy, right, that really sticks out to me. One thing I would say is, if we compare what we've seen here in games number 1 and 2 to what we saw in our first series of the day, the aggression from both sides, it's a slower game by quite a large margin. We're not seeing some of the crazy plays or anything that we saw in our first series of day number 3 here. Sure. We are seeing, I think, really slow. These guys, they're not really going for as many shots and such. That is what I would say about this thus far.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, again, at this moment, a lot of it just comes down to executing on offense. The defense is not a problem. It's the lackluster connectivity on offense. The threads for this team have not been there. There have been a lot of empty calorie shots, a lot of open hits that kind of went nowhere. So let's get into game number 3. Let's see who's going to take the lead in the series. But Brody, prediction time. Who are you taking?
Ooh, you can't be doing predictions,
yes, I can.
Man. Oh dear. All right, I'm going to say the Dog Dynasty. I just love the name. I'm sorry, Longhorns, but you should have had a more creative name if you wanted my favor in this series. That's not to say it's not creative, but Dog Dynasty, you just cannot be something like that.
I'll take it. That's fair enough for me. Let's see what happens, though. 15 seconds gone by. You think for a moment something might be brewing for Dog Dynasties. We're desperately looking for a goal. They lost 5-0, I believe, if I remember correctly, from 30 seconds ago in game number 2. This might be their chance now. Ariana's Meow comes up, and now you're starting to see that rotation of an offense. Getting their way through midfield. Demo comes out, man advantage. And they pass it, though. Ariana's Meow misses the hit. Here comes a follow-up shot. A couple of chances now, but still just not much connecting.
Longhorns here, playing defense straight away in this one. Some shots coming out. Potentially an opportunity here. Buddy goes for the demo. Unfortunately, the shot from TJ lacks any venom. Mandu able to deal with that one relatively easily. Now a moment of reprieve for the Longhorns. They need to get this out still, though. Foul does do so, and oh, that's so unfortunate for Dog Dynasty. Foul does it. And it's the bounce off the wall here. You're going to see it. Yeah. And there it is. That clash. It's those 50s are so hard. When it goes wrong, and it goes that wrong, it's so frustrating.
It certainly is. And again, sometimes the Rocket League gods are just not on your side. You get those lucky breaks. But for now, you think at some moment, Dog Dynasty will have a chance to score, but not like that. It's 2 goals for Longhorns. In such short time, they are starting to put on that momentum.
Great stuff from the Longhorns here. They're capitalizing on the mistakes of the Dog Dynasty. Maybe close up some of those holes in the defense, and the Dog Dynasty have a better look in here. But it isn't just the defense at the moment. It's the offenses where you can see Longhorns, they're having a better shot of it. It's a good attempt from Mandu. Foul coming in for the finish. There is a player there, though. Good on Buddy for reaching that. Still, the threat hasn't been neutered. Mandu coming in with a lot more venom this time around. And Longhorns just keep on knocking at this door. You got to imagine that there is a point where it's going to get broken down.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, but that point is slowly taken away. You got to score. I mean, absolutely. That's a long clear. That's a goal. Follow up there. Not quite yet enough. Finally, they find it 3-0. And it seems like they are starting to find their rhythm in this series and looking to go up 2-1.
This time, I feel like Longhorns, they're sitting a little bit more comfortably. I think they were still finding their groove in game number 2. This time, it feels like Dog Dynasty are a step behind Longhorns in a sense. And it does just come down. Oh, that's harsh. Benson just yeets Ariana's Meow across field. But it does really feel like in both mechanical and, of course, the team play, Longhorns at the moment are just a step ahead of Dog Dynasty. 2 minutes 35 now on the clock. TJ looking for it. Again, it's Dog Dynasty. They just lack that final step, that final moment to get that ball into the net.
And 2 minutes to go, Brody. It seems like, you know, even in their minds, the time might be drawn out, and they're thinking they have so much time. But with 3 goals to come back in, it's going to be hard because they just haven't done much on offense. They haven't really found a goal in 2 games. Sure, they can do it, but you desperately need someone to step up and create a chance. That's not the angle you want. And a bad flip that sends it back the other way. And that might be goal number 4 if it's centered out. Still, though, in this moment, you need someone to step up in those comms, someone to step up on the field and say, let me take the ball. I'll work the offense through me. There might be the chance. A little bit off target, but still, you got to get looks like that, and eventually you will be successful.
Powell saves a goal. There it is again. Great save from the Longhorns to preserve their advantage. You can see Dog Dynasty really starting to rev up these offensive pushes. That's surely a goal. No, not to be. Benson does get demoed, but Foul saves the day for a second time in what was about, I think, 20 seconds here. 2 big pushes from the Dog Dynasty that could have equated to goal. Neither of them do. And it's a travesty, really, because if they get that, this is a manageable situation, even with 1 minute 15 on the clock. But now we're down to just 60 seconds. Longhorns here still maintain their 3-0 advantage. They're looking for number 4. It's a potential coming in. Benson does demo body, so it makes it a lot easier to get that one in. But more to the point, Sean, time dwindling down in this one, and this ball is getting no closer to the Longhorns' goal.
Yeah, a lot like a boxing match, I think I'm calling it. This one is essentially done, and I'm not saying that because they don't have a chance. They certainly do, but I have not seen anything from Dog Dynasty in this matchup so far, in this game, that has told me that they are going to orchestrate or manifest a different level of offense. The dimensions for this team have not been there. And a couple of empty hits again. Giving the ball right back. Maybe some selfishness needs to come out for some of these players and allow them to just take the ball in their own hands and do what they need to do. But still, that 50 win just stalls time. And with 8 seconds left, mathematically impossible at this point, it will be a 3-0 win and a 2-1 series lead for the moment for the Longhorns. And if we keep seeing this kind of play from the Longhorns and this kind of play or lack thereof for Dog Dynasty, this is going to be a very quick series.
Yeah, absolutely. Longhorns, they looked much more comfortable, even though the final scoreline is exactly the same as game number 2. I think this is more convincing. In a way, what we saw from the Longhorns was more aggression, the ability to finish, which wasn't there in game number 2, at least as much, right?
Sure.
I mean, it just really well played from the Longhorns there. They were able to open up some holes. And the Dog Dynasty, I think, you know, when I said at the end of game number 2, there were holes that needed to be closed, there's been more opened up now.
Absolutely, and you're up 2-1. This is, again, where you kind of put your foot on the pedal and you just start letting down on the gas. So we'll see if they're able to do it, though. Let's move into game number 4. I can do math. And let's see if the Longhorns can take it 3-1 or if we're going to have another tie series here. But for Dog Dynasty, it's very much a matter of completely flipping the script. Like, they have to play better and better and better offense, much better offense than they played in the first 2 games. It's just not getting it done.
Absolutely. Dog Dynasty, they still have a chance in this one, but the Longhorns, they look good. Let's see who takes game number 4. Longhorns straight away on the defense. Buddy looks to say something about that. Foul sent it upfield. TJ does meet it. Good stuff from Mandu to get that ball away from TJ. At least puts the pressure on here that Dog Dynasty haven't dealt with very well in games number 2 and 3. Good clear from TJ, though. And early on in this one, Sean, it just feels like both teams just sending the ball back and forth. There hasn't been chances just yet. There's one, though. Mandu does put it towards the goal, but again, there's not much power on that one. And again, Foul finds a chance, but no accuracy there. The power, but no accuracy. They are struggling to find both in a shot.
Spending a lot of time in the blue half, and they're getting the ball back, which is important. They're finding ways to interrupt. That's a word, right? Yep. Interrupt a lot of these hits. I'm running out of words in my vocabulary. But 350. Neither team scoring just yet. And now the circulation comes through. And we'll swing this around. One demo to come out. Pass there. Anyone else? Again, a little bit of an empty calorie shot. We go back to midfield.
Again, 1 minute and a half into this one. The Dog Dynasty and the Longhorns, neither of them have got anything into the net. This could be it, though, for the Longhorns. Again, it's a lovely block from Buddy. Gets it away from Benson. This could be it, though, from Foul. Foul passes it up to Benson. Benson is going to miss. Foul still potential here, though, to get this one in. It's a cute angle. Buddy gets it away once more. Great defensive plays from Buddy so far. Might not show it necessarily in the stat lines, but definitely getting some important clears away, giving the Dog Dynasty side a little bit of room to breathe.
Absolutely. We're seeing their defense step up as well, but again, you have to translate that to good offense. You must score to win in Rocket League. We'll send that to midfield. DJ going to cut it off, but will be bent at the back wall as the Longhorns retain possession for the moment. Intercepted. Ariana's meow. Anyone else there? It's a little bit late to the party as everyone's now pushed up, and here comes the numbers game, but you live and die by the blitz. Long clear. It's stalled out. Second touch. Anyone going to be there? The dunk comes in. It was only a matter of time. Fall will get the first goal.
And there it is. Longhorns, they were pressuring the Dog Dynasty for a very long time, and Foul able to get the final touch. TJ does try to get it away. Unfortunately, Foul is just in a better position to make sure that one goes in, and the Longhorns strike first hit. Great position to be in now if you're the Longhorns. Not only do you have a 2-1 series advantage, you've struck first in game number 4. Mentally speaking, this is a great position. Oh, almost from Mandu. Almost messes up cataclysmically there. Gets a touch on the ball that sends it towards the orange goal. Is able to recover and get away with it, though. The Longhorns do not see an equalizer.
A minute to go and 50 and change. Fall, that one's on target. Going to be saved away. So we're seeing them meet the ball at the top of the box. And again, got to be able to hold on to the possession. I feel like if there was a stat line at the end of the scoreboard that said like possession time, you would see, at least in the orange half, it has to be at least under a minute. They have not spent much time up midfield. Finally, they get there. They'll circle this one around. I love the play, but where is everyone else? Everyone else is all the way back for Dog Dynasty. You can't win Rocket League games if you're playing a 1v3 in the other side of the field. You must work together as a team. They are just not doing it right now.
So double commit. Again, right, both TJ and Ariana's morale is back there. Buddy was actually on a rotation, I believe, so he can be excused. The other two players, absolutely not. One of you needs to pressurize that ball. It would never have got there if you were ahead. Now they're in a horrible situation. The Longhorns 2-0 up in this one. Looking for that 3-1 advantage. Now you can see the Longhorns trying to press for it. Mandu does get a nice pinch to get it towards the blue goal. Dog Dynasty, there's potential out of this one, but it does get whipped away. Good stuff by Benson to make sure that doesn't hit the back of the net. Mandu sends it towards blue half once again, though. The Longhorns are dealing with some pressure here, and I do like this from Dog Dynasty, but once again, it's the problem we saw in games number 2 and 3 where they can't find a finisher.
Absolutely can't. 45 seconds to a lead. At this moment, you need a goal within the next 10 seconds. If you want a chance in this game, you have to get out of your blue half. They're not able to win the 50s. They're getting absolutely dismantled and picked apart. And, you know, it's 3-0 lead, Brody. I think that with this one essentially being done, we look at game 5 now. And, I can't bet against what I'm seeing just from what the eyeball test at this moment. I think this might be a 4-1 series.
Yeah, a 4-1 series. It's not a bad call to make at the moment. We'll see whether or not that comes true, of course. Dog Dynasty, I have no doubt that they've still got a little bit of puppy power left in the tank. We'll see. There's 20 seconds left on this one. They are going to have to say sayonara to this match, at least. Or this map, I should say. Not this match, of course. You don't want to give it up. This is still a best of 7. They can absolutely make their way back here. And as I said, there is still a chance they do happen. Comebacks from this situation. But for now, at least, the Longhorns, they walk away with game number 4, 3-1 up in the series now.
And there you have it. Not much to break down. It's really just been all of Lambert High School who have been commanding the pace of the field. On the other side, though, defense has been good enough, but you have to outscore, and they just have not been able to do it. So I don't have really much to ask you, Brody. Do you agree with me? Do you think this one's going to be a 4-1, or do you think we're going to see another game?
I agree with you, which I hate saying because, again, I don't like agreeing with you. But yeah, 4-1. I absolutely agree with you here, Sean, to be honest. The Longhorns, they look better. The Dog Dynasty, again, I think their biggest problem is they find these opportunities. They are just unable to capitalize on them and get that final shot in for the goal. That's the big problem, nailing down that very last shot. So I'm intrigued to see how this goes. Maybe the Dog Dynasty had this, but the Longhorns, they look like the better team at the moment.
Well, let's get into game number 5, what potentially could be our last game of the series, and at the moment, I am inclined to believe it might be. Just the eyeball test telling me that it seems like Dog Dynasty are a little bit too outclassed on the field. They are not prepared for the storm that has been the Longhorns, but wait a minute. All of a sudden, DJ finds the first goal for Dog Dynasty in 3 games.
Well, there it is from the Dog Dynasty. They start this one extremely strong. Going to get that first goal. It's 6 seconds as well. That's good. Hey, I said that they have something left in the tank. This could be it.
You said puppy power as well.
I did say puppy power.
I don't know if that's an insult or not, but I don't think it is. But you could say dog power.
Puppies,
they got hound power. I love puppies, but say
it's the alliteration.
Say someone's got puppy
man.
power.
Hey.
Puppies are soft and cuddly. They're not like
exactly,
big behemoths.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like,
well, it depends what kind of puppies you get, man. So, they can be
puppies
big
they got
boys.
over there in Europe. What's going on there?
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, there's some big doggos over here in Europe. But regardless, Dog Dynasty proving that they are the big doggos in this matchup right now, as they finally go 1-0 up against the Longhorns. Can they keep this advantage? I think this is the big question, because well, they have actually struck first. They've won the games, if I remember correctly, right? I mean, the game number 1, they started strong.
They struck first, they won game 1, and they haven't scored since. So yes, you're right.
Exactly.
When they score first, they tend to win, but they have not done that in the entire series. So we'll see if that prediction remains true here in this game. But they desperately, at this moment, I think they desperately need a second goal. You have to find a way to make it as difficult as possible for the Longhorns to score or get a lead back, and that comes with it scoring more than them.
Well, Dog Dynasty, they've got this 1-0 advantage. Let's see if they can keep it, or will Longhorns be able to close it out here in game number 5? There it is, the equaliser. Mandu comes in, finds the tightest of gaps to make sure that ball gets through the goal line. You're going to see it again here. Look how many players are around this as it goes through. 4 players all get bursted away by the goal explosion. The Longhorns find an excellent goal. And we were talking about the lead that the Dog Dynasty have built here. That 1-0 advantage. It's a big one for them, it would seem so far in this matchup. But the Longhorns, they are able to capitalize.
Now who's going to score next? Here's a breakaway chance. They're going to circle this one around. Anyone there? No. Cross won't work. DJ almost got there, but fall again. It's been the MVP for the Longhorns in this series, finding ways to score left and right. 24 seconds since the last goal. He picks that one up. 2-1 Longhorns.
Well, Longhorns now have an advantage, and this is not good. I mean, the Dog Dynasty, we said that they need to win this one. Of course they do. They lose the championship right here. If they lose this one, and if this continues as is, the Longhorns at Lambert High School, they become the Georgia Play versus Fall 2020 High School champions. Can they do it? 2 minutes 49, that's all they need to survive.
There's a chance, but a little bit easily read. Not enough power behind the shot, not much you can do when you're going up for the aerial, so we won't hold that against him, but certainly maybe thinking about keep this ball on the ground and try to bring some numbers up with you. We'll do it now. Trying to get to midfield, cut off a little bit too easily. There we go. Into the corner for DJ. What can he do with it? Not much. And back the other way we go. And yeah, every time it looks like there's something starting to formulate, something start to manifest. It just kind of breaks down on that rotation.
2 minutes left in this game for a Dog Dynasty hit. To make this work, Longhorns have had such an excellent series apart from that game number 1. Ever since they've been stellar. Dog Dynasty, I mean, they've had chances here. I think that's the key thing, Sean, is, oh boy, I thought that was going to go in. And it is. TJ got a handle on it for a second. It's not enough, and that could be the dagger in this one. As Benson sends it long, that is a lot of power from a shot from there. Benson isn't, TJ's isn't able to hold on to it. And the Longhorns now 3-1 up. That could be the last goal in this game. And to be fair, it could be the last one that Longhorns even need.
It very well might be, with how this series has gone and what the inclination might be at this moment. I think minute 25, needing a goal is the Dog Dynasty. Here comes a chance. Buddy, you going to send that back around. Clears it out. Again, you just get to that part of Rocket League where all you got to do is clear time. It doesn't matter what you score. If you're able to hold on to the lead, you're fine. Little bump. That one's a floater. Get out in front of the net. Pinch there. The double commit works out. 59 seconds, Brody.
Longhorns here, 59 seconds. That's all they've got to survive. It's a real test here. Can the Dog Dynasty do it? They do send one towards goal. Mandu, though, looking for what would be the final goal for the Longhorns. Foul. Trying to bring it through. Buddy now looking to carry this one away. Instead has inadvertently brought it towards the blue goal. Benson now puts it towards the corner. It's a nice shot here from the Dog Dynasty. Just a little bit wide of the goal line. Foul carries it towards the blue half. 26 seconds now for something to change for the Dog Dynasty. They're looking for any goal here, and they might be able to at least have a chance at forcing overtime instead. It's foul, carrying it all the way to the goal. It's a shot, and the Longhorns close this game out. There's no way in 15 seconds we see the Dog Dynasty score 3 goals. And that means that the Longhorns from Lambert High will be your Georgia Fall 2020 Play versus Rocket League High School champions.
Only took about a minute, and they closed the deal. Congratulations to the Longhorns, and meaning up next we will have Texas, and then followed by the Mountain region. So Texas is up to bat. We saw them yesterday, but a different region, a different high school in Texas, so you might have 2 winners there. But still, we get into the next series after a commercial break. Congratulations to the Longhorns. Once again, they close out the series 4-1, and off the eyeball test, just how this kind of went. Brody, I think it was safe to say that they were the better team all around, and they will be the champions and representing Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, they took a while to find their feet. Game number 1 was a little bit of a mess, but the Lambert High School squad, they look pretty good. Fowl, Mandu, and Benson, all of them playing extremely well, a variety of points. All of them had their moments. It's a well-deserved win, that is for sure.
Absolutely. Well, let's throw it to a commercial break. When we come back, we do have Texas coming up. And again, we saw one of their teams play earlier. I believe it was yesterday. It was Lutheran High School Vikings versus Natick, where the Vikings took that one 4-0. So when we come back, we will see the conclusion of the Texas saga with 2 more high schools going at it.